Dr. Eric Novak stood on the observation deck of the Elysium, staring out at the endless expanse of space. Humanity had reached far across the solar system, but the stars beyond had always seemed untouchable, distant, and cold. Now he was about to change that, becoming the first human to walk among them. The ship's quantum engines hummed beneath his feet, bending space itself as it prepared to leap into the unknown. Fear was present, as it always was, but it was tempered by curiosity, resolve, and the unshakable drive that carried humans across millennia of exploration. The launch was seamless, yet as the Elysium accelerated, reality itself began to stretch and twist. Stars elongated into streaks of light. Particles shifted unpredictably, and gravitational fields warped in ways no model could predict. Machines struggled to process the chaos, but humans adapted. Eric learned to combine logic with intuition, observation with creativity, turning confusion into strategy. In the void, he discovered that survival demanded not just skill, but flexibility, imagination, and the ability to respond to phenomena no one could fully understand. Days became weeks, and weeks drifted into months. Eric recorded sights that no human had ever seen, nebulae glowing with colors beyond the visible spectrum, rogue planets moving with intent rather than trajectory, and energy currents that pulsed with rhythm that seemed almost alive. Despite isolation, he found companionship in Helios, the ship's AI, whose calm voice guided him through anomalies and shared in his triumphs and frustrations. Humans, he realized, were uniquely suited to endure the solitude. They could find purpose in observation, strength in imagination, and solace in the knowledge that they were the first to witness the universe in its raw, unfiltered majesty. Then came the discovery, a massive, shimmering formation of energy and matter floating in interstellar space, neither planet nor asteroid, yet clearly organized. It pulsed in response to Eric's presence, shifting as if aware of his intentions. For the first time, he realized that he was not merely observing the cosmos. He was interacting with it. Through careful modulation of energy and thought, he found that the formation responded, shaping and stabilizing according to his focus. Humanity, through him, was learning to communicate with forces beyond comprehension. Every day brought new challenges. Minor miscalculations sent temporal ripples cascading through the formation. Energy surges threatened to collapse parts of the ship. Spatial distortion shifted his location unexpectedly. Yet humans thrived in these conditions. Unlike machines or any other species, they could improvise, intuit, and create solutions in real time. Each failure became a lesson, each anomaly a guidepost, and slowly, Eric learned to navigate, influence, and coexist with this intelligent, responsive environment. Months of careful experimentation culminated in the creation of the first stable zone within the formation. Within this space, energy, matter, and even time behaved predictably, allowing Eric to manipulate his surroundings, construct temporary habitats, and communicate across vast distances. It was the first human-made foothold among the stars, a tangible proof that ingenuity, creativity, and ethical action could triumph over the incomprehensible. Humanity had not just survived in interstellar space, they had begun to master it. Eric transmitted his discoveries back to Earth, his voice resonating across light years through quantum communication. The news ignited a renaissance of exploration. Humanity prepared to follow, inspired by the courage and ingenuity of one individual who had walked where no human had gone before. The journey had proven a simple yet profound truth. Intelligence alone was not enough to thrive among the stars. Survival required creativity, empathy, and the willingness to learn from the unknown, to collaborate with forces that could not be conquered but understood. Over time, humans began establishing settlements in and around the anomaly. Adaptive habitats shaped themselves according to energy flows. Communication systems leveraged thought, intention, and quantum principles, and every new generation grew up learning that imagination and ethics were as essential as skill and knowledge. Humanity had transformed from planetary inhabitants into interstellar pioneers, capable of thriving in realms that had once seemed impossible. Dr. Eric Novak, looking out at the countless stars and glowing formations, understood the magnitude of what had been achieved. Humans had crossed a threshold not through brute strength or simple technology, but through adaptability, courage, and moral insight. The stars were no longer distant points of light. They were now part of human experience, navigable, understood, and respected. Humanity had begun to define itself not by survival alone, but by its ability to imagine, create, and ethically engage with the cosmos. And as he drifted through the infinite void, surrounded by phenomena that defied comprehension, Eric felt a quiet certainty. The universe was vast, unpredictable, and sometimes dangerous, yet humanity had proven it could endure, adapt, and thrive. Walking among the stars was no longer a dream. It was a reality, a testament to human ingenuity, perseverance, and the boundless potential of the species. The stars were calling, and humanity had answered, not as mere visitors, but as explorers, creators, and pioneers in an era that would span galaxies. As Eric ventured deeper into interstellar space, the universe continued to reveal wonders that no human had ever imagined. Cosmic storms of energy danced across the void, massive auroras shimmered over drifting planets, and nebulae twisted into shapes that defied earthly logic. Every moment brought new challenges: gravitational fluctuations that threatened to tear the ship apart, energy surges that could fry the Elysium circuits, and temporal anomalies that occasionally left Eric disoriented for hours at a time. Yet humanity thrived in this chaos. Machines could adapt, but humans could improvise, creating solutions in real time, using intuition, experience, and creativity in ways no AI or algorithm could match. One particularly stunning phenomenon caught Eric's attention: a massive, translucent lattice of light spanning hundreds of kilometers, pulsating rhythmically as if alive. Sensors indicated it was composed of energy patterns that defied conventional physics, yet it responded to subtle changes in its movements and focus. Eric realized this was more than a natural structure. It was intelligent. Every adjustment he made, every wave of energy sent toward it, elicited a reaction. He spent hours experimenting, discovering that the lattice could be gently guided, coaxed into stable formations, and even used as a medium for communication. Humanity had not only discovered alien intelligence, it had found a way to interact with it. The psychological strain of isolation was immense. Months alone in the void tested every part of his mind and spirit. Yet Eric's resilience, a trait honed over generations of human evolution, allowed him to endure. He found solace in small routines, meditative observation of the stars, and conversations with Helios, the ship's AI. But unlike machines, humans could reflect, adapt, and even create for the sake of curiosity, not just survival. It was a uniquely human trait that allowed him to turn fear into understanding, danger into discovery. Eric began constructing experimental habitats within the lattice, using energy fields, matter manipulation, and temporal calibration. He created pockets where time flowed consistently, energy was stable, and matter could be shaped at will. These habitats were fragile but functional, a testament to human ingenuity and patience. They became laboratories, observation posts, and homes, symbols that humans could thrive even in the most alien environments. Each success reinforced a profound truth. Humans were uniquely capable of survival not because of strength, but because of creativity, intelligence, and moral understanding. The lattice also revealed a subtle ethical dimension. Every reckless experiment caused minor disruptions, energy surges, and temporal instabilities, while careful, respectful interaction allowed harmony and stability. Humanity was learning a lesson that no AI or alien species could teach. Survival in a universe beyond conventional physics required ethical action, empathy, and collaboration. Knowledge alone was insufficient. Wisdom and restraint were equally critical. Over time, Eric's communication with Earth evolved. Quantum relays transmitted images, data, and messages instantly across vast distances. Scientists, engineers, and explorers on Earth watched in awe as humans learned to manipulate energy, stabilize temporal anomalies, and interact with intelligent cosmic phenomena. The first human steps among the stars inspired an era of exploration, innovation, and cooperation, sparking the imagination of generations yet unborn. Children born in these habitats grew up understanding a universe in which thought, intention, and creativity shape reality as much as technology did. Education emphasized problem-solving, ethics, and collaboration. Each generation became more adept at navigating and understanding interstellar phenomena, carrying forward humanity's legacy of resilience, curiosity, and ingenuity. As Eric observed the lattice one quiet cycle, he realized profound truth of his journey. Humanity had not merely survived the void. They had adapted, learned, and grown. They had transformed the unknown into a canvas for exploration, turning danger into opportunity, uncertainty into mastery. The first human to walk among the stars had proven that intelligence guided by creativity and moral insight could overcome even the incomprehensible. The stars no longer seemed distant or untouchable. They had become a domain of possibility, a realm where humans could explore, learn, and thrive. Eric felt the weight of history and the responsibility of the future, knowing that humanity's path among the stars had only begun. Each discovery, each challenge, and each success was a step toward a civilization capable of navigating the cosmos with courage, wisdom, and imagination. And in the quiet vastness of interstellar space, surrounded by phenomena that defied understanding, Eric Novak smiled. Humanity had answered the call of the stars, not as conquerors, but as explorers, innovators, and pioneers. The journey was endless, filled with wonder, danger, and infinite opportunity. But for the first time, the stars were home. As Eric delved deeper into the lattice of light, he began to understand the subtle interplay of forces that governed it. Energy, matter, and even the flow of time were not fixed. They responded to intention, observation, and collaboration. Every movement, every thought had consequences. He realized that mastery here was not about domination, but about understanding, patience, and ethical engagement. The universe beyond the solar system was teaching him a lesson humanity had needed for millennia. Survival and progress required creativity tempered with wisdom, courage guided by morality. Months turned into years. Eric perfected the creation of stable zones within the lattice, where matter could be shaped, energy harnessed, and time manipulated safely. He built modular habitats that could adapt to shifting energy currents, laboratories for experimentation, and observation stations to study cosmic phenomena up close. Each structure was a testament to human ingenuity, but also to humanity's capacity for respect, restraint, and collaboration. In every corner, the message was clear. Humans could survive and thrive, but only if they approached the unknown with understanding rather than arrogance. The lattice itself seemed to respond to these efforts. Pulses of energy became more predictable. Structure stabilized more easily, and phenomena that once seemed chaotic could now be studied systematically. Eric discovered that consciousness itself could influence the environment. Thought, intention, and creativity were as real a force as any physical law. The realization filled him with awe. Humans were not merely observers of the cosmos. They were participants, capable of shaping reality in ways no other species had demonstrated. Yet, challenges persisted. Minor miscalculations could ripple through the lattice, causing temporal instabilities or energy surges. Eric learned to anticipate, adapt, and recover from these disruptions. His greatest tools were not sensors or machinery, but observation, intuition, and the ability to improvise. Humanity had evolved in a crucible of unpredictability. The stars had tested them, and they had learned to meet the challenge. Intelligence, he realized, was nothing without adaptability, empathy, and foresight. Communication with Earth flourished. Quantum relays carried data, observations, and instructions instantaneously across vast distances. Humanity watched as Eric transformed the lattice into a living laboratory, a bridge between the known and the infinite. Engineers, scientists, and explorers prepared to follow, inspired by the first human to walk among the stars. Generations were born with the knowledge that humans could survive, adapt, and create in realms beyond imagination. Eventually, Eric established the first permanent settlement within the lattice. Humans lived and worked in harmony with its forces, shaping energy, matter, and time to build thriving habitats. Children learned from birth that observation, creativity, and ethical action were as essential as physical skill or technical knowledge. Civilization was no longer confined to planets. It was interstellar, adaptive, and resilient. Humanity had become something new. Explorers, innovators, and participants in a living, conscious universe. Eric's reflection on his journey brought him profound clarity. Humanity had ventured where no other species could, not through force or computation, but through courage, creativity, and ethical judgment. The stars were no longer distant dreams. They were domains of discovery and home. Humans had proven that survival required more than technology. It demanded wisdom, collaboration, and imagination. The first human to walk among the stars had shown that the species could endure, thrive, and shape its destiny in ways previously unimaginable. The final years of his voyage were filled with observation, experimentation, and teaching. Eric guided the first wave of explorers, sharing insights on energy manipulation, temporal stability, and communication with intelligent cosmic structures. Humanity expanded rapidly, establishing settlements not only within the lattice but across nearby star systems. Each settlement became a testament to resilience, ingenuity, and ethical action, a legacy of what humans could achieve when intelligence and morality worked in harmony. In quiet moments, drifting through the endless expanse of light and shadow, Eric felt a deep sense of fulfillment. Humanity had crossed thresholds that had once seemed impossible, had transformed the unknown into opportunity, and had forged a path that would endure for millennia. The universe had tested them, challenged them, and revealed their potential. Humans had answered the call of the stars, not as conquerors, but as creators, explorers, and stewards of possibility. And so, the first human to walk among the stars became the first of many. Humanity spread across the cosmos, building civilizations that respected the delicate balance of interstellar phenomena, harnessing energy and matter in harmony with natural forces, and cultivating generations of thinkers, innovators, and dreamers. The stars, once distant and unattainable, were now home. Humanity had learned that survival was only the beginning. Imagination, courage, and ethical insight could transform the incomprehensible into a realm of endless opportunity. In the vast, shimmering expanse of the lattice, Eric Novak looked out at the universe and smiled. Humanity had walked among the stars, and in doing so, had discovered the extraordinary potential of itself. Fear had been transformed into curiosity, chaos into discovery, and isolation into collaboration. Across light years and dimensions, humanity endured, not by luck, not by power, but by intelligence guided by creativity, courage, and moral insight. The stars had become a testament to the species' resilience and brilliance, and their journey among them was only beginning. As Eric Novak continued to explore the luminous lattice, he realized that humanity's potential among the stars was far greater than any single voyage. The lattice itself seemed to respond to thought, intention, and creativity, hinting at intelligence beyond comprehension. Every experiment, every adjustment, every careful manipulation revealed patterns that humans could begin to understand and shape. Humanity had crossed a threshold. No longer observers. They were participants in a universe that could respond to imagination, ingenuity, and ethical action. He began sending detailed protocols back to Earth, describing how energy constructs could be stabilized, how matter could be shaped, and how temporal flows could be safely navigated. Scientists and engineers across the solar system devoured these instructions, building the next generation of starships and adaptive habitats. The first human to walk among the stars had become the blueprint for an interstellar civilization. Humanity was learning to thrive in ways previously thought impossible, combining courage, intelligence, and moral insight to overcome challenges no single species had faced before. Children born in the lattice's safe zones grew up understanding that thought and observation could influence reality. Education emphasized creativity, collaboration, and ethics as much as technical skill. Each new generation of explorers became increasingly adept at navigating the strange cosmic forces surrounding them. Humanity was evolving, not biologically, but intellectually and culturally, shaping a civilization capable of enduring the most extreme environments. Yet the universe was not entirely benign. Occasional surges of raw energy threatened to destabilize structures, and minor miscalculations rippled through temporal threads, creating dangerous anomalies. Eric's lessons extended beyond discovery. They taught caution, responsibility, and respect for forces beyond human control. Humanity's mastery was never absolute, but was guided by a new understanding. Survival required not just knowledge, but wisdom and ethical engagement. As settlements grew within and around the lattice, humans began to experiment with interstellar communication networks. Using quantum entanglement and the lattice's responsiveness to thought, messages could traverse light years instantaneously. Entire civilizations could coordinate across vast distances, collaborating on exploration, resource management, and scientific discovery. Humanity had created a network not bound by traditional physics, a true interstellar civilization that relied on intelligence, creativity, and ethical cooperation. Eric's reflection on decades of exploration brought him a profound sense of accomplishment. Humanity had transformed the unknown into opportunity, the incomprehensible into a playground of innovation. The first human to walk among the stars had proven that courage, adaptability, and moral insight could overcome even the most hostile and alien environments. Humans were no longer limited to planets or solar systems. They were interstellar pioneers, capable of navigating, understanding, and shaping the universe itself. Eventually, Eric returned to Earth, not as a conqueror, but as a teacher, advisor, and guide. His knowledge reshaped humanity's approach to space exploration. New missions, colonies, and research stations expanded farther than anyone had imagined. Humanity's journey had begun with a single individual stepping into the void, but it became a collective odyssey, a testament to resilience, intelligence, and the unyielding drive to explore and understand. And as Eric looked out at the stars one last time from a new orbital station, he felt a quiet certainty. Humanity had proven that survival was only the beginning. Intelligence, creativity, courage, and ethical insight were the true engines of progress. The first human had walked among the stars, and in doing so, humanity had discovered the extraordinary potential that lay within itself, ready to shape the cosmos for generations to come.